Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And this is Joanna from Universal Unity and the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it is a beautiful October 7th and the sun is shining and all the leaves have fallen off the trees and we're now moving into our winter weather here in Calgary. And what a beautiful fall day. And we wanted to bring the beauty of life, the beauty of love, the beauty of who we are as eternal beings of light. Before we get into any topics, we wanted to bring forward a beautiful moment of silence and a beautiful moment of peace and similitude with all life, with all creation, with all that is, Divine Mother, Father, God, and the heavens of all that is. From the breath that we are moving through existence within and upon, our source breath that is within, that we are breathed upon in life, in all realms, in all vibrations. And how we can create this moment of peace and silence for all those that have had moments of suffering and have moments of disillusionment and moments of finding themselves in awe in certain ways that allow them to feel separate and disconnected. And so we're giving a moment of peace and silence to all creation in our oneness and in our unity and in our harmony of all that we are as divine beings of living light, eternally moving upon the winds of Mother, Father, God, upon the wings of Source Creator, into new journeys of existence, into new journeys of potentiality. And may we always see the light and see the God within all things and all beings that are bringing us to heightened moments of awareness and oneness in unity and peace and harmony with one another. For all aspects within creation are us. All aspects within our moment for moment life are fragments of us, allowing us to see a new version, a new experience that we may open our hearts in love and unconditional compassion. And so in this, dear lighted ones, may we have our feet merging and marrying with Gaia upon the grounds and the sands and soils of Gaia, creating those new crystalline moments of joy, crystalline moments of hope and oneness, and peaceful harmonic song that we all create and co-create together. And allow your divine sacred heart to be open in this moment of stillness and silence and purity of light that we hold within one another, that we hold for one another, and how we may seek the God in all beings, seek the God in all life, seek the God in all moments. And it is within breath that we bring this silence of joy and oneness as we create new moments of peace and unity together. And as you allow your breath to still all that you are and to allow your heart to be peaceful in a moment of pure solitude and pure similitude with God, pure similitude with all our human family, and in our oneness and in our joy to feel our own essence of love, our own essence of aliveness, our own essence of potentiality and possibility in all things. Allow your breath to soothe you, allow your breath to center you, allow your breath to balance the all that you are, to bring in the higher aspects of all that you are as a multidimensional being of light. Bring forward that higher self-perspective as you create refined choice, as you create your moment for moment light field that we all step upon and play upon and co-create within. And so we are truly walking forth and stepping forth upon new thresholds of choice as a human collective. And what we feel and what we desire from the center of all that we are can be propelled in such dynamic ways with joy, bliss, celebration, and that unexpected possibility and potentiality that each and every one of us create through love and through joy. And so much of our topics from here on out will be to inspire and empower and to truly allow new perspectives to have the light shone upon and within and throughout it of what celebration of being a beautiful spirited human is truly about. And we see it coming forward in times of challenge and in strife when we walk hand in hand and we stand aligned with one another in the desire to feel and sense and be peaceful people, to be peaceful, to be a peaceable community and a peaceable nation and world and globe, so that we open our hearts and our arms to the cosmic brethren that have done so very much to assist us in our awakening and in our alignment to our higher truth, into higher alignment to our inner truth of who we are, what we belong to, and what belongs within. And to move forward in this way is really something that we're already doing. We're already here. We're already moving and shifting. And so we wanted to bring a few perspectives forward in this beautiful full moon energies that we're still spiraling within. The full moon was on the 5th. And I always see the full moon energies come a few days before and a few days after. And our house energy changes with full moons and all the beautiful alignments and celestial alignments. And it has been a full moon of Aries. And the Aries allows us to truly create that really intensified focus about what it is that we want. What it is that truly allows that heart to move in that robust and fulfilled way, and that heartfelt, divine way that really makes us feel fulfilled as a soul, as a spirited being. And allowing to let go of all those aspects of your life that you feel as if you're struggling to get through because it's just not your excitement anymore, or because it feels as if it's taking up too much time, or it feels as if it's just not your energy anymore. And it's okay to let those things go. Because the light field that we've created through thought forms, the light field that we've created through the desire within our hearts to live in a peaceful manner, to live within bliss and joy and love, and using our unique creative and energetic skills, to use our beautiful soul threadings that can allow us to thread through any dimensional intelligence and bring it forward to this now moment to ground and anchor within new potentialities with one another. And these soul threadings allow us to feel our eternalness, the isness, the allness that we've been talking about for so many weeks. And why we've been talking about it is the sensing that there's some profound events on the horizon, if you will, and there's beautiful heavenly events on the horizon, if you will, to allow all those, the moment in which we go within and see that, wow, there's truly more to all of this than we thought. There's more to this urging and this sensing that I've been feeling within, to ask questions, to seek, to be curious, to understand who I am and what light ships are all about, and this beautiful awakening that is rippling through our entire planet. And why that beautiful moment that we create that presence and that higher self perspective and that masterful perspective to breathe and center, allowing us to come to a still point and a center point, to know what it all means for each and every one of us is unique. And how we awaken within our divine intelligence skills is unique. And how we can offer it forward and dance and celebrate within our skills, within our musings, within our intelligences is unique. And no one dance will be the same. No one song will be the same. However, no two, dear human, dear brethren, dear family and sacred soul tribe, that all paths, all beings, every human, upon their own unique path, upon their own unique song and dance, are always eternal with Mother, Father, God. Always. Indestructible, eternal. And that can allow the heart to be at peace, and knowing that in all moments there is a blessing, there is a lesson to be learned, to be taken in and have it lived so utterly and purely and authentically that we come forward with our hearts, we come forward with our joy and say, now moment, this now moment will be different. This now moment I create in love and peace, and I see the God in all things. For I know that all souls are connected. I know that all souls are threaded. I know that all souls are threaded within mine, allowing us to see the mirror reflections and the lessons we learn along the way, the things we're ready to let go of, and those moments in which we just get up and begin to dance because we had forgotten how truly joyful this beautiful, spirited human experience is, and how that catalyst, that quantum energy that is placed within the grids of Gaia when you dance, those beautiful light moments where you decide to laugh, those beautiful moments where you pick up your child from the ground when they're playing and you just spiral with one another, just because. For we have forgotten to spin and spiral, dear ones, to create laughter and joy in all moments, to show yourself just how funny and truly creative you are, to inspire the energy from within to come forward and play in new ways, to create in new ways. And the multidimensional body will feel that joy, will feel that God activation, will feel that essence of oneness and that essence that you're flowing within all things, the liquid light that you are. And our topic today moves in unity and unification with Mother, Father, God, our reunification with Mother, Father, God, and how all moments, every breath, we come to a centered peace about how eternal we truly are. And in this state of being eternal, all things become open and available to live through you. The infinite and eternal potentiality of joy and love and genius just waiting to be birthed. And those golden threads flow to you from the various star systems and the various consciousness groups that you belong to. Ready for your heart to open just enough so that the love of Mother, Father, God can be felt, beating within your heart and the blood that moves through your veins. And so create peace, dear lighted ones. Allow yourself to go within breath and find the joy within to create laughter and celebration. For we have all been through so many challenges, so many tragedies, lifetimes and eons. But in each now moment, we can open our heart and feel the joy of the heavens celebrating every moment that we choose to dance and sing and love. For it is through the movement, it's through that moving note, that harmonic, that threads through all things, touching and shifting and changing it. That lovely song, only heard within silence or within the trees, within those moments that you still yourself within nature. And your heart is open with pure surrender just to experience, just to be there in the experience of that beingness, that allness with all moments, with all energies, just to be. No outcome to do or to get or to have, but just be. That marriage with God, that unity with essence of all things, of all love, of all light. And you see yourself as a golden thread, threading with other golden threads. The harmony of unity consciousness as we all gather in this moment of now, across time zones, across soul plans, we are threading one another, beautiful weavers of light that we are. Creating new blankets, new light fields through which we play, and we choose, moment for moment, a beautiful golden thread, a new harmonic, and it resonates from the very belly of all that you are with love and joy and excitement to be you. And how to spur that excitement on, dear lighted ones. The coming together of every human in times of challenge. When you look at yourself in the mirror every morning and you think it's just an average, normal day, and yet you can sense the threading of our human collective coming together. The threadings of hearts that desire peace and fairness and balance and abundance and joy. For your multidimensional bodies are opening. The sensing of all that you are is sensing new things. And why those urgings to shift into what truly excites you will keep showing itself to you in your everyday manifestations until you create choice to step upon that path. To create those words of joy that are just meant to be spoken. To create those sounds that are just meant to be sung. To create that dance that simply must be put in motion. And you let go of what you thought was important, and you let go of what you thought you had to do and what you were scheduled within. For the joy is within the dance and within the song. To move with spirit. As spirit moves through you. For you are the moving song, the moving note, and the invocation of Mother, Father, God in motion. To come here and to create something unique, something new, something never seen before. And it is on the vibration of joy. Is it on the vibration of the pure laughter that begins to rumble within your belly for no reason at all? That moments of light are created. Just giving yourself permission to laugh. And envision yourself spiraling in a beautiful field of greenery and all that Gaia offers. Flowers and the insects and the birds and the trees and the wind and the beautiful sun warming your skin and warming your heart as the light encodations gift you in every way as you spiral and spiral and spiral, arms out, accepting all that is, as all that is accepts you. Allowing yourself to feel the vibration of God move within your veins and move within all that you are as a multidimensional being, to feel that excitement and rush of joy of your eternal state. It is within the eternal state that you can sense all things of you in all places and all ways, in all dimensions and frequency threads. The isness, the allness, the eternal flowing light that you are. Expansive and yet still in the moment of breath. Our eternal state, so peaceful and still, undeniable with God, felt in every way, heard in every way. Allow yourself to see yourself as a beautiful golden spark, that God breath, ever moving, ever fluid, ever eternal. And you see the beautiful cosmos, the vast and wide cosmos, spanning for as far as one can sense and feel and see and know. No words to define how infinite truly is, how infinite you are. And you see an infinite and a myriad array and a bedding and a beautiful lush bedding. God sparks with you. Family members and friends, soul tribe, beautiful aspects of nature, of spirit and matter coming together in a beautiful coalescing dance. Each particle having its own unique gift, its own unique soul plan within the greater all. loving benevolence to serve and to experience, to know itself as light in some way, in some new experiential way, some new experiential realm or star system or planet or form. And as you look across the vast visualization you have gifted yourself in any way that you have gifted it to you, golden bubbles, threads, weavings and webbings, as far as you can sense and see and hear and know, it's eternal. And you see a ripple moving in synchronization. It's like a beautiful undercurrent, opalescent, transparent, and filled with such a profound vibrational essence of unconditional love. And you feel this essence moving as all the threads are weaving within one another. Thread upon thread, particle upon particle, weaving in and out upon the breath of Mother, Father, God, and Source Creator. And you feel the excitement within the center of all that you are come to life, for you're not alone. You're threaded with so many beings. You can see aspects of all that you are as far as you can see and feel. Every realm, there you are. Every potentiality, there you are. And this beautiful wave of love carrying us, each and every one of us, regardless of our choice. Each and every one of us are carried, never severed, never separate. Carried on the breath to be reunified moment for moment for moment. And you allow yourself this beautiful breath of knowing. That in all moments, in all experiences that you create, you are held and supported by Mother, Father, God. And that communion, that union, is always, always, always moving within you, awaiting your divine and pure intent to offer it in and begin that entanglement that takes you on a new journey of light, a new journey of exploration, a new journey of divine self-love and self-celebration, which is why we are here. And you feel your feet within the sands and soil of Gaia and know that your visualizations move through you and carry through to her. And she feels great excitement for the excitement that you feel. And the rock consciousness and the soils and the life that is beating within life comes to life because of your profound focus and intent with love and creativity. And you infuse color and sound and delight. For it's truly time for you to play now, dear ones. It's time for you to dance and celebrate. How far you have truly come, have you not? For you're sitting within a sacred soul tribe, dear ones, that love you unconditionally. And the omnipresence of all that is, the eternal bedding in which you exist within, will pulsate unconditional love for you. Every moment, every breath, every word and sound, and every step of your dance, you are supported. And why not come to life? Why not come to life in a new way, dear children of Earth? And I place a fun little challenge for each and every one of you For I know how hard you work, and I know how far you have come. But now it's time to laugh and be in joy. Even if your reality may allow you to see moments in which you may perceive or you may feel at that point in time that there is not much to laugh and be blissful and joyful about. But if you go within a little deeper, and if you create a little more silence, and you fill the cavity of all that you are with divine source breath, I guarantee there will be moments in which you're brought to your knees with such gratitude and grace and appreciation that will well from within you. And just want to be shared. And that's why we're here, to remind you of all that you are. We are the vibration of reminder to you, dear ones, of the godliness that exists within, to celebrate and to be in joy. And for your week and for your moment for moment life, allow yourself this playful little challenge from the heavens. Allow yourself to move throughout your day and to find as many ways that you can allow yourself joy and laughter and happiness. And allowing yourself to take that beautiful higher perspective, balance and centered point of view and perspective upon all things. And allow the unconditional celebration for you as being human. And when you wake up in the morning and before your feet hit the floor, create the affirmations that allow you to remember how truly loved and eternal, and how divine and creative and multidimensional and blessed and radiant and intelligent and wise and profound and elegant, and on and on and on and on. And when the moment hits you, laugh. Laugh until your belly shakes. Laugh until you have the tears of joy reminding your cheeks what it feels like to laugh. And call in a friend and call in a family member. Relationships that have been challenged, and call them in and call them forth. Just to laugh. Let's laugh again, dear friend. For I remember laughing with you. I remember sacred play. I remember those moments of pure spirited union. And in all moments find joy. For there is joy in all moments, for there is God in all moments. Eternal waves of joy, eternal waves of light, eternal waves of excitement, and surrender into excitement, even if the excitement is unknown. And I've had that many times. Been so excited, but I'm not sure what I'm excited about. I know something's coming. It's just around the corner. I can feel it. I'm there. I'm surrendering, I'm opening, I'm allowing. It's all good. All is well. And you put on a smile and you're moving about with a lighter step. Your heart is open, bringing all those in to be loved. Letting go of all fear. And just move with a happy step. And you create and you catalyze and you propel all other joyful steps, all other joyful moments. And you are just the smile that person next to you needs to get them through another hour. You offer that hand in compassion and your heart is open. I see the God in you, for you or me. I offer my hand, I place my feet upon this earth, and we are one. And the heavens open and celebrate for us, dear lighted ones. And your moment of epiphany is right there. The cues and the symbols and the synchronicities guide you into a story of your own inner truth, of your own inner knowing, of your own inner song and dance that you're here to play and bring forward and create and express and spiral once again into the eternal spiral of love. And our lives here have taken so many turns, have they not? Cycles of growth. And we open to new ideas and we shape and we change like shapeshifters that we are, changing our beliefs and changing all that we know to be true, creating smiles and joy and happiness and creating new ways to perceive all that we are and what we exist within. New ways of doing things regardless of what others say, because you know what's right for you. You feel that song within. You're sensing something is changing and shifting. Your dreams are giving you those beautiful promptings. Your silent moments with Mother, Father, God are becoming more and more surreal, more and more silent. And through cycles and cycles, and lifetimes, the golden thread, eternal, always threading with us, through us, for us, connecting and weaving us all into greater plays, into greater orchestras, into greater beautiful textures and blankets, to warm creation, eternal cycles, eternal moments, gifting ourselves. And all higher aspects of you right now, if you tune in and create a soft and gentle focus to your divine sacred heart, and you allow your energy of all that you are to rise up through your pillar of light, up through the crown chakra, and you can sense the myriad of infinite yous in the omnipresence, in the omniverse. And you reach your hand up and you can feel the energy fields and you can feel the golden particles of your previous visualization offering you love, offering you unconditional support, offering you unconditional joy. For this ride you have taken is so unique, and look at the colors you are weaving. And you can feel your hand vibrate with such warmth and joy as your families coalesce with you, the other aspects of you gathering in celebration and joy and ceremony. As you step upon a new light field that every thought by thought, word by word, and deed by deed has been created upon. Even in moments in which it may feel confusing or unknown, you place a hand upon your heart and you step forward in light. For you belong to the legions of light, dear ones, and you know what's within. And you begin to vibrate with all consciousness in a new way, for you are feeling the threading of consciousness within. That language that we talked about in so many shows, that essence, that vibration, that pulse of God, rippling through all things, a language of light, a language of harmonic. It cannot be seen, but it can be felt in all ways. Our eternal state, threaded infinitely, golden threads of Source Creator. Nourished and fed with the breath of God in all that we do, in the lush gardens that we are co-creating within. And how it is the joy and the happiness from each and every one of us, our unique individuation, our unique individuality, coming forward to say, I'm unique, I'm creative, let's sew something together, let's create this, let's do this. For our energy vibrations just feel so beautiful. We can create, let's just be. And the ideas and the inspirations come forward, and your co-creation within your sacred soul tribe moves into something so new. Opening up the vibrational platform for brethren from all over our globe, brethren from within our skies, within our galaxy, and those light vibrations, those love vibrations. Complete paradigm shift. Portals opening through joy. Portals opening through laughter. and happiness to be human. Thank you, dear lighted ones, for allowing us to swim in a beautiful liquid light movement that we are all moving within. And it feels like that for me. I've been on an accelerated path this last couple of days, allowing myself to look at things with a new perspective, and allowing myself to truly take honor and joy and celebration and reverence for this beautiful human spirited ride. And it's allowed me to see an eternal state of joy that I can place myself within, and allowing that sense of peace and that centeredness to live through the center of my heart, the center of my divine God space, and to see the God and to truly thread within the God of all things that I'm experiencing. And it's a different essence, and we're going to explore that in our upcoming Sacred Temple class on the 14th, next Saturday, which is part of our reminders that we moved and swam right over, our beautiful reminders. Our Sacred Temple teachings are next Saturday on the 14th. And so if you go to our website, universalunity.ca, and it's the Sacred Temple teachings icon, and if you go in there, it gives our classes. I've been doing a lot of talking this week. It gives our classes and our next events. And our event that we're having tomorrow is the very first, it's our very first Light Wisdom prayer circle. And I was inspired a while ago to bring forward just a free event in which all humans of all families, all ages, all universal energies, which will be with us, to just gather and commune in just sacred, peaceful stillness and mindfulness and heartfulness. And just to be present within the sacred soul tribe energies that we co-create with one another. And not necessarily to put out any emanations of what we want or any desires of things that we want, for God always knows what we want, and we're always being gifted what we need when we need it. But to open up our heart in oneness and unity and harmony, and to truly create those foundations of higher vibrational stillness, it really is what it is, that higher vibrational sense of peace, higher vibrational sense of knowing, that oneness, that sewing, and we just see everything as threads when we create that essence, that oneness, the similitude. It is a threading. It's a harmonization. And that harmonization is wave through wave, thread through thread, note for note. And to harmonize with it is to be still and married with it, and to be one with it. And it's a different feeling. And so the prayer circles is what the intentions will be, is to thread with oneness and to thread and be in that similitude of love within ourselves and Mother, Father, God, and all creation. And then opening up and surrendering that whatever we are gifted and whatever we are blessed and whatever we are gifting out, remember the reciprocation of all things is what is perfect and meant to unfold. And that's that unconditional trust that you place within. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm a master. My path will unfold divinely. Realigning yourself to higher vibrations moment for moment for moment. And walking into this beautiful sacred gathering just to be with one another. Just to remember what it feels like to be in devotion to light, in devotion to love, in devotion to oneness, in devotion to harmony. And so that's the intent, is to truly create that remembrance of stillness, that remembrance of prayer, that remembrance of devotion to thyself, to feeling sacred, to remembering yourself as sacred with God, with all things. That's how we change the perspectives in which we walk about life with. And it really, truly does take dedication and time to truly come to stillness and silence. And let the things go that when you've created enough silence and stillness, you'll see very evidently what needs to be let go. Because that silence will show you, that's just not fitting with me. That vibration does not feel like what I am anymore. And so those are the inner path. That's the inner mastery that you create with yourself. That's the inner mastery you create moment for moment, choice for choice. Refining and rethreading yourself to higher dimensional moments, moment for moment, thought by thought, word by word, deed by deed. And why we create in the way that we do, the moments of stillness, in the intonations we use, the words that we use. For there are moments of vibration, dear lighted ones, open your heart and you will feel it. And if you create enough of those, it's very obvious in the moments that you're not aligned. I mean, truly, really, you're always aligned when you're aware. You're waking up and say, wow, that doesn't feel right. I'm going to thread myself over here, but this feels really good. And so moment for moment, we're always learning. Moment for moment, it's a blessing. Moment for moment, we're eternal. And we can let go of the stress of, am I on the right path or am I doing the right things? You're always doing the right thing. You're always where you should be. You're always in the exact moment you're meant to be. And relax and open up to the perfection that you're designing with God. Open up to the perfection of your eternal state and allow joy to come to life once again. For that joy will be the catalyst to whatever it is that you create. Even if you're creating something totally new you've never created before, you have no idea how it will unfold. And our light center, our light wisdom and healing center is a perfect example. I was gifted myself with a vision of what this would look like. But it was like a fleeting moment of a vision. And it was the energy. It's the essence that I'm riding upon. It's the essence of allowing myself to visualize and gifting myself more moments in which I'm on other dimensions and I'm seeing the light center in action. I'm seeing children and people within the light center playing and creating and co-creating. And those moments help me to align. And that's why we gift ourselves those bleed-throughs, those energetic bleed-throughs, whether they're through dreams or meditations, or whether it's through your visionary work, or whether it's through creative play. We gift ourselves those vibrations so that we can realign and continue that alignment to our highest path that we've designed with God, with creation. Why we're here, our gifts, to come forward and flow and sing. And that's the joy and excitement that truly creates light fields that we're stepping upon in the threshold, if you will, presented to us. And these events and these big, beautiful stirrings that we feel are just around the corner. It's the excitement that each and every one of us are co-creating, is it not? From those moments in where we're feeling so inspired just to gather, just to be, to remember those moments of temple lifetimes. We're doing it now, we're doing it here, we're going to do it in a new human way. For all moments are new and empowering within this moment right now. We don't have to fall back or rely on other lifetimes because this one is the most important. This is the one we're here, right now, to create. And if we open up to know we're that empowered, if we open up to all that we are as intelligent, divine, majestic, magical beings of light, innovators, anchors, light keepers, light holders, light workers, light healers. And we just begin. And majesty flows forward, through and over and around, threading new beginnings. And it reminds us, breath by breath, moment for moment, how eternal we are. And even if it feels sometimes as if we've taken a little detour, we're always threaded. We're always one with Mother, Father, God. And if we drop within our divine breath, placing our presence within the center of all that we are, that profound, undeniable resonance within the center of our being comes forward. I'm right here for you, children. I'm right here. We're not going anywhere. We're always with you. How about you laugh a little and create joy? How about you grab your brethren by the hand and move and spiral and begin? For in any way that you begin in joy, in any way that you begin in love, it's always the right path, is it not? The majesty will unfold. Trust it, it will. But just begin. And we're moving into a new understanding of all that we are through unconditional trust. It doesn't have to be a plan. There doesn't have to be any long array of checklists and things to do. Just being within our heart center and doing and feeling that excitement from within and acting upon it. Following that excitement, that passion, that joy. Those exciting molecules and particles within you. As your blood begins to warm up and you just feel like moving and creating, and the sparks of light are felt in every way. And you let go of the worry of what others might think, and you let go of the worry of where others might be on their path. You let go of the social media, you let go of this, you let go of that, and you sit within your stillness of silence. And there it is, that eternal creative state of love, that eternal creative state of joy, that eternal creative state of song and dance. In all ways, dear lighted ones, in all changes and all shifts, know that you are eternal. In all moments that you seek within, there will be new pathways, new stories, new songs to be written and sung and danced by you. For the journey within, the journey with God, the reunification with God, the reunification with creation, the reunification with wildlife, the reunification with all that is. Ushering you. I'm here, I'm ready, you want to dance. The beautiful rock consciousness came in today. And as I was looking out into my backyard, and many of you know that listen to this show, I have a rock wall that's on the back of my yard, and this rock wall goes up to about 8 feet, and then there's trees and nature that are upon that hedge. And I look out to it all day long. And the rock consciousness was musing with me this morning because I was visualizing humanity dancing. I was visualizing humanity dancing in threads, and beautiful threads and weavings, and creating new beautiful light dynamics, and creating beautiful new light threadings and potentialities. And moment for moment for moment, we're threading together as one and joining in our hearts and in our hands and in our beautiful thought forms of promise and hope and joy. And the rock consciousness, came to life through me in that moment. And they said, bring your bodies and your spirits out to play. We love the vibration of play. We can feel your joy when you dance, when you spin and spiral with excitement to be alive in your heavenly skin. Dance with us, celebrate, roll down our terrain, laugh and skip and be in joy. Joy and love and laughter and bliss creates with your loving focus. We can feel it and we can sense it all. There's not a vibration within consciousness, within all that is, that doesn't feel joy when it ripples out from you. There is no separation, dear lighted ones. We are always threaded, always threaded, always alive, always spiraling in new opportunities to create through joy and love and excitement and bliss, and to be all that you are in this moment of now in your heavenly skin. And celebrate it, acknowledge it, embrace it. Part of the energy and the vibration of allowance is to not only allow the soul paths of others and the soul path of your own to come forward and speak its own authenticity and truth, but also to allow your jubilation and your celebration for you. To allow it, to be okay with it. And that's been a path many of us have had to transcend. Because it's not been often that we've had the ability and for it to be okay for us to celebrate ourselves without it seeming negative in social circles, because it's been seen as a negative trait. But we're coming to a higher vibrational understanding, and we're coming to a higher vibrational knowing that through self-love and through the inner pathwork and through all that you are as a God being, self-exaltation and self-celebration is a part of that birthright and that Christed consciousness to be all that you are in all moments, to be threaded with all the heavens, to be an essence of the archangels, to be an essence of the rainbow tribe, to be an essence of all things, the rocks, the soil, and the birds and the bees. So celebrate it. You are an eternal quantum golden spark. And you are able and skilled with so much that has been blessed and gifted within you to explore and create. And so in that, dear lighted ones, create in spirals during the break. As we have a break that's coming up here in a few minutes, allow yourself to get up and dance and spiral and move your vessel. Allow your multidimensional body to know that it is alive within a grander multidimensional body of infinite fields of quantum light, of quantum potential, of quantum love, of quantum energy and giftings and blessings and encodations just for you. And after the break, we're going to have a beautiful Sacred Soul tribe and a Sacred Soul sister of mine join us, Tjasa, and she's been on a few times. She's a beautiful soul soul sister to me, and we've been to Peru together, and we've done some sacred land traveling, and she's come off of a beautiful extended land travel, and we're going to talk to Tjasa about her beautiful land traveling and what it's meant for her and how she's felt herself change and come to new life, and what sacred land travel is all about. And we're going to talk about toning, and we're going to talk about movement and spiraling in new excitements and spiraling in new co-creations as we're being lifted to the new thresholds of joy and human celebration and human harmony and peace. And so allow yourself to truly take this break with celebration, take this break with honor and ceremony, take this break with the jubilation to be all that you are as a divine human being through the giftedness of all that you are, allowing yourself to have this beautiful human physical experience to bring forward the light and the love in a unique and divine way. So thank you. So stay tuned, dear lighted ones. We're going to dance and tangle a little bit more after the break as we connect with Tjasa. We're so excited to have her with us. So thank you, Tjasa, for joining us today. And tune in after the break, dear lighted ones. Go dance and move.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Oh yeah, in a little place called Area 51. Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Welcome back. This is Joanna from Universal Unity and Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. Thank you so much. We have some beautiful, playful energy in the etheric chamber. So thank you, Divine Syrians that are coming through, allowing me to lighten up. They said I felt a bit nervous in the first hour, so much energy moving through me, and really wanting to pay reverence to our human collective, our human family, and really want to pay respect and blessings to bring forward the underpinning current of true change is the joy and the laughter and the bliss that we have within our hearts for who we are. And truly, this is the etheric chamber energies and frequencies coming forward, dear lighted ones. So know this, the energies moving through us right now is the path that each and every one of us walk as divine humans, and we have not necessarily gifted ourselves with the reverence and the beauty of being who we are. To truly create that essence of respect, true, deep and heartfelt respect that can only be felt within the center of your being. And I can only say the words that I know. I can only express in the way that I can. But just know the feelings from the etheric chambers is unconditional respect for the human experience. And I can only express it in the words that I have, but there's words that are not, we can create new words, if you will. But the reverence for the ride that we are on, the importance and the value for the ride that we are on, and the way in which each and every one of us gather just to be with one another, to take time out of our busy days and just to gather and be still, and to create that peaceful moment of silence in which we know all is well, our hearts are one. And the profundity that each and every one of us have to come forward and dance with joy and light up our own unique excitement in our own unique creative way. The heavenly councils moving through Joanna at this moment desire each and every one of you to know, as you feel moments within your heart of unity, as you feel moments within your heart of profound love, if you visualize our hands held tightly within one another, supporting you and offering guidance when you ask, we are forever threaded with you, dear lighted ones. Every breath, every realm, every incarnation you choose to take and design so uniquely, so boldly, in the way that you do. And the families gather in divine celebration and ceremony. Each moment we step up and unite in peace and love, and the legions of light grow, moment for moment and breath by breath. As we stand in one, as we stand with excitement about what resides around the corner, and within the skies, and within the hearts of each and every one of us, to bring forward a smile and a laughter that sews us together once again. New rhythms and new songs and new dances. Our hands are being held by the divine heavens, dear lighted ones. This is the visualization I'm given. Oh. I see the beautiful legions of light, Archangel Michael's legions. And each one of them has a hand out holding each one of us, hand by hand. And golden threads entangling our hearts as one. There's never a moment that we aren't held in love, in unity. And we can allow this vision to truly sink within all that we are so that we may create anew. Thank you so very much. And something that had come to me that before we got started today was to reunify with Source and the pulsation of Source and the unconditional love that we feel with all things and all heavens and all councils and all beings that are with us. And it's for our remembrance and our reunification to remember from whence we came. And I remember that being whispered to me and ushered through me a while ago with Jesus. And it was a profound moment in which I was remembering in a vision from whence I had come forward to create and co-create again, and to have the reverence and the celebration for this beautiful human journey. And what flowed thereafter was, I am above and I am below, I am within and I am without. I am the divine seed of God and all that is. For I am that I am. From whence I came, I am now. To remind you, in all moments you are eternal. In all moments you are threading with your godliness. In all moments you are threading with the archangels that love you so dearly. And the heavenly councils threaded within breath. And the divine Mother, Father, God that encodes us. with new light potentials, and awakens the DNA and awakens our soulful gifts and our galactic and interstellar gifts to come forward and play and create and co-create. And stepping into the unknown can be so exciting. And so thank you, dear lighted ones, for allowing us that moment of etheric chamber entanglement. And the energy that I have such time, because there's so much energy flowing through me, and it's so very loving and unconditional, that I'm overwhelmed with emotion, obviously, and I'm overwhelmed with the visions that I'm gifted. But in that moment of the legions holding our hands, and all of the beings that were threaded with holding our hands and loving us and supporting us unconditionally through this beautiful ride, the multidimensional energies that I can sense were of great empowerment that each and every one of us has to create through excitement and through joy and through laughter and through love and bliss. And when I see things, I can see things lighting up, and I can see the threads. And sometimes it's just a knowing and I don't see it all. But it's just that knowing of empowerment, that within that joy is that creation moment where that spark, that catalytic spark, that quantum moment begins a whole new trajectory. And those are the essences within the etheric chambers I was sensing as our hands were being held. And those quantum moments of that knowingness, that we step upon the unknown with joy and laughter and bliss. We're one. We're all together. We're eternal. All is well. God knows what God is doing. And then there were the beautiful Syrians who were really celebrating in laughter and in joy and true excitement for us, true celebration for us. And the myriad of beings that come forward and they gift their empowerment and they gift their encouragement, just as we do as parents to our children. And we offer them the reminders, you're God seed, you know what you're doing. I see the God in you. Your worries will subside, you know what you're doing. See the God in all things, see the lighted path that you're weaving. You're a creator, you know it. And so too are the myriad and infinite numbers of layers and levels and quantum energy of this beautiful omni-bedding that we exist within. And it can take us anywhere if we so desire. And we can create and co-create and swim and dance and move. And our hips and our feet and our hands just want to move. And create light within it. And you will see, you give yourself the stillness in the moment to be playful in a sacred, beautiful way. And to call in the elementals, to call in the Christ consciousness from all frequencies. And call in your beautiful celestial team and say, I'm just going to move here. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but let's play. I'm offering you in. For the God in me sees the God in you, and I feel the God in you in all ways. Let's co-create beauty and brilliance. And you feel yourself becoming this beautiful liquid light. And you're coalescing and you're moving. Takes you on a new journey of co-creative genius in human form, dear lighted ones. And that is why we are celebrated. So please take a moment, every hour of every day, any way that you can, create joy and a smile and laughter and bliss and excitement for who you are and what you are able to create through joy. Through the living of your divine sacred heart and sharing it. I'm opening my heart to you and I'm sharing, and I gift you with a smile and I gift you with compassion. I am your brother. I am your sister of light. And this is how we create, dear lighted ones. And I'd like to welcome to our live show today, Tjasa, who is a beautiful soul sister of mine. And Tjasa was with me in Peru, in that beautiful sacred journey that I took to Peru. And we experienced many things that was even beyond our imagining. My imagining, that's for sure. I've talked about it a few times. Many of the moments are very, very sacred, and I've kept within my beautiful my soul essence of all that I am. But there's many moments that Tjasa and I experienced together in our sacred journey. Our vibrations are, very similar in alignment, and we were able to what I sensed and what I was experiencing was able to amp each other up in a myriad of ways and be able to heal each other in a myriad of ways and offer that to one another. So Tjasa is a healer. She's also an author, and she's also a makeup artist. She's a creative artist as well. There's nothing that I don't think that Tjasa is able to create and co-create. She's a beautiful sacred soul, and she is wise beyond her years. And I'd like to welcome to the show Tjasa from Slovenia. Thank you, Tjasa, and welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're joining me on the live show today. And I've thought about you often since being back from Peru. And I know that you and I have talked many times since Peru, and what a wonderful and profound experience Peru was in our own spiritual individual paths, but also the paths that we were weaving together. And I wanted to get I wanted to hear your side and your energetic story on what Peru meant for you and what Peru brought forward for you as far as the sacred travel that you went on, and what you were able to discover and remember about yourself with the sacred land there, and just give our audience a bit of a colorful story on what that meant for you and the beauty of sacred travel.
Yeah, Peru travel was really special. And I loved Machu Picchu. I felt there like I'm meditating all the time, because the energy there is amazing. And it felt like all the portals are opened, like everything was more clear there. So I really like the energy of the land there. But like everyone, like my own specific path, I'm now working a lot on my family karma, which is connected also with my own karma and with my galactic lineage. So everything is connected.
Yes.
And a lot of initiations I had in Peru with you. So I'm really grateful for that. I think we were like showing each other's a lot, and everything was triggered by each other and by land itself. So I'm really grateful for all the experiences there, and I like the shamanism and all the ceremonial places that we went to, and all the ceremonial tools that we had the possibility to buy, and not just to buy, but just to see them and to meet people who are making them. It was a beautiful experience for me. So yeah, it was a really special experience. I had also a chance to stay a little bit longer. So yeah.
So did you, I know that when you and I mean, we were with each other all the time, our time there was, it felt like it was, we could be in a moment and it could feel as if it was hours had passed, because we get so lost in the energy and so lost in what was moving through us quite synchronistically and unplanned. And so it really brought a lot of, as we say, the Akashic release and the karmic stories to the surface, which the children are, when I came back from Peru and all of my, in Japan as well, and from Hawaii, is that my children were also activated in their DNA. As I'm releasing and I'm healing, their DNA is threaded with us, just as all family is, but so too is all our human family. And so all of these activations and all of these releases, they really do ripple down through everyone that you entangle with, and it allows you a clearer, more wide perspective of what has always been within us and what has always been around us, but we are now refined enough in our multidimensional bodies that we can sense when there's a galactic memory coming forward, a past lifetime memory. Because it was funny when you and I were there, the healings that you and I were kind of doing, quite naturally and synchronistically. You were pulling back. You were pulling from past lifetimes, and I was looking at the future lifetimes. And so Yeah, you and I threading together in that way was very beautiful and synchronistic. And either of us, I certainly didn't. I didn't have any idea of what was in store for us in those discoveries. I mean, it was quite profound.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Like you said, like I was working more on the past, and you were working more on the future and anchoring the new things. So we were a great match together, like
Yeah.
healing together the land. And I also want to share, like you said, with your family. You saw how it had an impact on them, on your children.
Mm-hmm.
I see a big difference with my family as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really grateful because I can see that I stepped even deeper into love.
Yeah.
So, and they too, like more into acceptance. If there was any judgment still left there, like
Mm-hmm.
now it's gone. So I'm really grateful for that.
Yes, you are an incredible healer, and so um, Tjasa, I'm going to put Tjasa's links on my Facebook page after today's show, so that everybody can entangle and connect with her beautiful energy, because she's a lovely soul being. And we've had, I think, in the days when we were in Peru, there would be every time a new day would unfold for us, we would have those beautiful discussions at night to say, oh, okay, we're centering in who we are, everything is good, everything is well, and we would kind of recap our day and what we've learned in the day and how we've healed through the day and how we've grown in new ways from the land. And what we wanted to talk about further on the sacred land is that this beautiful language, this omnipresent language, which is source creator language, it's the omnipresence of light language, that I've been shown when I was in Japan. And it's a beautiful encodation of subtle language, and it's felt in all things. It's felt in nature, and the nature has its own unique language for us, the rocks and the trees and the beautiful ancient structures that have had many, many eons of ritual, many, many eons of celebration and high energy ceremony. And so there is a language there, there is an energy there, and it triggers and it allows that movement of quantum initiation, whether you know it or not, or aware of it or not. Luckily, we were both kind of aware of what was going on when it happened. We didn't know what would unfold. We didn't predict any of it, but we knew in the moment, wow, something's going on here. And that was that beautiful communication that was kind of moving through us, because we both had that beautiful open heart intent just to experience whatever would happen. So in your travels, because I know that you went to further destinations after Peru. So what can you say about what you've learned about this language, that the land and that humanity is kind of moving within, and what do you see as our, you and I have talked about this, as our growing into communication with the land, our growing into communication with nature, our growing into this really excitement, this exciting time that we have to communicate with all energy, all creation.
Yeah, for me it's exciting. I think we talked on another show about toning and how you can tune in to everything and connect with it and communicate with it, like you said. So yeah, it's really exciting because you can connect with animals, with flowers, with trees, with everything actually that you want. And like what I am stepping into, like, is that you're more and more connected with yourself, and at the same time you're more and more connected with nature, because it's one of the same. So you're gaining more respect to yourself and respect to the nature as well. So what I learned through our journey, and I'm grateful that we have had this beautiful communication, because we knew, for example, if one needs time to process something and like to work on things. And what I learned was the love communication, which I think it's grounding now on and integrating on earth. And it's what you are also saying all the time, that it's about respect and understanding one another, accepting one another, loving, expressing like all our gifts.
The unique stories that we have to one another. You know, you are so beautiful. Vision is coming up of that beautiful sacred space that you and I went into on Machu Picchu, and it was a covered area, and I don't know the names and I don't remember the names, but it was this beautiful room, and it felt as if there were ceremonies that had gone in the room, and there was a beautiful slab of rock that was at the entranceway, and then there were these beautiful pockets and portals all around the wall of this enclave, if you will. And I just immediately got so excited just to be there with you, because I knew that spiritually and energetically you were supporting me in all things. And this is the first time that I've ever done this, but I just excitedly went up and I began toning in these pockets, these portal pockets in the stone. And I was just intuitively called to do it. And I went to each pocket, and luckily there was no traffic moving through the enclave, or the guards didn't come in. And I think the guards at the very, very end, once I finished that last portal in toning, the guards came in and said, move it along, because they don't allow for toning and for prayer work or anything to kind of go on in there anymore. But I was able to get through the entire structure with tones, and you were sitting back, and it's wonderful how you and I just threaded with one another energetically, and you were able to support the energy movement of what intuitively just came forward at that time for me to tone with all of the consciousness that were toning with us, and for you to support that beautiful envelope of my unique divine offering to creation, and how we've supported that with one another throughout the whole trip. So I personally just want to say how grateful I am for you to just be intuitively drawn to be in compassion and in open empowerment and support to for the path that I was uniquely on as well as you. But there was something profound that we threaded together that day in that moment.
Yeah, that's true. And it was just like we were holding space for one another and expressing all our gifts. And the ceremonial place where we were at, if I remember correctly, was one of the oldest ones in Machu Picchu. So it was a really special one, and the energy there was really amazing.
Yes, and we had talked several times. I had felt the quantum remembrances of many of these ancient sites, and what I learned and was even validated in Japan is that many of these ancient sites and pyramids and underwater structures that are now being discovered and found energetically by our raising of our own consciousness as a collective. But many of these ancient sites and these ancient buildings and structures have very beautiful water resonance that runs either deep, deep, deep underneath, or that there's water structures running through. And you and I were quite, playfully musing about the elegance between water and the elegance between rock, and how they are used harmonically and in tonal vibrations and in ceremony and ritual that create something totally profound and vibrationally. You can definitely vibrationally sense it, because when we were in the different spots that we were and we saw the water running and why the Incas moved on the trails that they did, the energy was so obvious about its connection and its interlacing with ritual energy, with higher vibrational energy and higher vibrational meaning. And so there's that correlation between all things of nature and the vibration uniquely that water offers, the vibration that rock consciousness offers, the vibration that humanity can offer in its ritual of its awareness of it all, and bring it together for these beautiful rituals and ceremonies of sacred play, which I hope that we have another opportunity to create and co-create again, because it was, truly dynamic in that exploration with you. So it's lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure it will happen again soon.
Yeah, I think Guy is calling me to travel once again, and I think I'll be back in Japan in the new year. But I wanted to talk about toning with you in that room. We talked a few times about toning, and you and I both love to tone, and we've connected with each other on a personal level to create just beautiful moments of sacred toning and what it means for us. And when I was in that beautiful room, and I had to intuitively just open my heart to create sound, and I felt the angels of tone with me and all of creation and our celestial families. For Peru is really an activation point for celestial remembrances and activations in the DNA. And that's what I felt really, it was the galactic activations. But going into those portals and making that sound, it's like a quantum remembrance happened through my entire multidimensional field. And I remembered it being related to water, and it being related to ceremony, and it being related to the intent that we hold by moving forward in joy, by moving forward in surrender, by moving forward in all that we are, creating that underpinning of energy that creates that ritual unfolding. And it really is a state of being. It's that state of sacred play and that sacred movement. But as far as toning is concerned, and let's talk about toning a little bit, because we both love it so much. What, in your opinion, and give everyone a new vibrational story from all of the travels that you've been on, what vibration means to you, and what tonal vibration means to you, and how it's now becoming a part of our new human journey, our new human story, and to explore and experience toning.
Yeah, I think that toning is opening like for more and more people right now, like you are experiencing, and like finding more and more people that started to tone or are maybe doing it for years. Mm-hmm. I think that now we are all opening to more to it. But what I love about toning is the things that you can do with it. You can create with it. Like, it's just about the intention, why you use it. You can work on your body if you have, for example, like I am currently working a lot on my body. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if I have like any blockage on my body, I just tune into it and I can produce a sound to heal that blockage, and then the energy goes through it. So it's a really beautiful thing that you can do. And I'm doing tonings for other people as well. Mm-hmm. And you can do it for with different purposes.
Yeah.
So this is like you can play and explore every time something new. You can connect with angelic energies. You can connect with shamanic energies. I love that we both, for example, bought a drum there in Peru, which I'm using a lot lately. So it's beautiful, and it was also triggered in Peru for me, drumming and toning at the same time. Mm. It really reminded me about these shamanic lifetimes. Mm-hmm. And all these beautiful songs are coming through. And what I really loved, what it came through for me lately, is that drum is one of the oldest, I think is the oldest instrument that they used in the ceremony. And like what I'm exploring right now is that everything is about simplicity. Mm-hmm. And how you can go like with simplicity, just with simple drumming and with toning, how you can go through things that are bothering you mm-hmm. in your life through celebration to create something new, to create what you want.
Yes. That's so lovely. And they're showing me right now, I'm going back to Japan, because Japan was a quantum awakening. Peru was my celestial awakening and remembrance, and we were releasing a lot of reptilian energies and imbalances and bringing the divine feminine back into the play and our human story. And I know that you and I do a lot of other grid work that we do when we travel together and we tone together. But in Japan, I held you in my intention in going to Mount Fuji that day, because you and I were entangling remotely, if you will, on our intention to disconnect and entangle. But Mount Fuji was, it was a different quantum feeling of mastery, if you will. It was that idea of understanding all of the unfolding that we, each and every one of us do. We can bring in every new moment a new beginning, a new song, a new note. And the angels of tone and the elementals of tone, which I was introduced to up at Mount Fuji, and the Ishawari shrine, in that moment of stillness, it was like a brand new story was threaded and a brand new story had begun from all of those other stories that were also culminating and creating anew. And why what we're experiencing here on the human reality is so very, very exciting and so very, very celebratory. Because every moment you're awakening to your grandness within it all. You're awakening to your grandness within the sound that you just made. And it's reverberating through creation. It's being sung back to you. That's what Mount Fuji showed me, is that whatever I had created was being sung back to me through the elementals of tone. And that's the emanations and the stories that I understood today, is that this song is never ending. And it's going to continue to reverberate back to you in a beautiful, harmonic way in however you need to hear it in the moment that you need to hear it. And so I think that's why I got that epiphany today, is because you were coming on and inspiring me in ways that toning can bring you to a new understanding of truly how threaded you are. And it's a vibration. It's a song, and it's a note, and it's a continuational story, eternal story that is always moving, and it's always shifting and changing. You might be going through a release here, so that might be a different note. You might be going through great excitement here because you're creating something new, and that's a different note. And so it really is an eternal story of God's sound within God's sound within God's sound. And so
sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to share a beautiful thing that happened to me with toning as well. Was I went to the nature with my friend, and what is happening for me, for example, I hear melody like all the time when for example my guides want me to put it through. So I was with my friend in nature, and I was like, I just have to share this song with you. So we were there and we were praying, and I shared this song, and it was beautiful because this song opened up past life for this friend, which like he felt it for such a long time, and he just started crying because it was so beautiful and it was so releasing at the same time. And everything made sense. So it's a beautiful thing that you can connect with tone, whatever you want, because it was just coming into my ears, and I was like, I have to share it. So it was beautiful what it followed then. This beautiful release of a past lifetime, because he felt it for like the whole time, and it was just a confirmation and remembrance, and it was really beautiful experience.
Yes, and tonal vibration, I've remembered in temple work, and tonal vibration is so very key, and what we're focusing on, all that we offer through toning and private sessions and family healing sessions that we'll be offering through the Wisdom and Light Center, to incorporate the beautiful energies within harmonics that come through the intention of your divine sacred heart, which is your openness to love and be God and have God live through you. And that loving intention just to create sound. And I empower and encourage so many just to play in that sacred way and create notes and sound for yourself, and allow yourself, as we said last week, that you don't need to gather any more information, just play and just begin, because this is truly how we create the new realities that we experience. And it's the quantum catalyst that the heavens were saying, there's so many masters upon earth right now. You come with so much history and with so much energetic and spiritual and human and physical threading within you, and that quantum particles that are, eternally threaded within you, and you can activate anything at any time. And so just begin, just to play. And so that was a great reminder of, oftentimes you don't necessarily need to take toning classes or to know what you're doing. Just create tone. Just move your hands and see how that feels, and create that playful essence of yourself with energy, yourself with all that you are entangling with, because it's you. And it's you threading with you. It's you singing with you. It's you dancing with you. And so it's really lovely and beautiful that we can remind each other just to let go and just play. It's so important on the creation manifestation part of our reality. It really, really is. And that's the main message of today. Knowing that we're eternal. Begin to play. Know that each path is on its own unique journey. Understand the eternalness of all the songs that we're embedded and threaded within, and how joy and love and bliss and the all that we are can create new stories and new sounds and new tones to begin something entirely new and something entirely playful and unseen of and unheard of within creation. And so it's really, really exciting. I feel great excitement for what we're stepping into, and it feels soft and lovely, like we're gathering together. It really feels as if we're coming together and unifying in a common way. So I feel really excited.
I feel excited too.
Okay. And I know you and I are going to be doing lots of co-creation together, because I was hoping that you and I could do, if you're okay, and if my throat can last, I've done so much talking this week, if you and I can just do a few moments of toning and just offering with pure loving intent, the God in me and the God in all that is, to entangle through sounds and through tones. And all those who really are excited to join in, open up your loving heart and allow sound, allow the beautiful belly of all that you are to come forward in laughter, to come forward in beautiful tones of love, tones of harmony and peace and our unification with all that is. And that will be the loving intent that we bring forward and allow our voices to sing with creation and with the source creator harmonic. And I feel the elementals of tone coming in. So thank you, elementals of tone. And so to everybody, take a deep breath and allow your hearts to be still and your feet to be planted upon Gaia, as our beautiful human song is one, our human song as a human family reunifying in new ways to new light fields of play and new light fields of exploration. As Tjasa and I allow our voices to be heard, please feel free and feel the excitement and the joy within you to create sound and loving essence of your own to entangle with God in a new way and entangle with creation in a new way. I am in one with you, all human family. I love you. Yeah. Thank you, dear soul sister.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
I love you, and I know that we're threaded in many, many other realms, and I sense and I feel the energies of the etheric chambers in a beautiful swaying dance as one, and just being in oneness and unity, and the ripples of oneness and harmony that we've created through sound and harmonics, and our joy just to be together and just to gather. So I appreciate you from the depths of my soul.
Me too. Thank you. I love you too.
I love you. Thank you, Tjasa. And we're going to have you on again because there's so much for you and I to explore together. So I wanted to thank Tjasa for being with us, and we will have her on again. My dear sacred soul sister, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
You enjoy your day, dear one.
You too.
Thank you. Okay. And welcome back, dear soul tribe, our human family. And what a beautiful gift that we have with one another to just gather and join and to create in oneness and create in harmony and peace, to create all that we are as a beautiful new human family. And so just know that it's easy as fun as that, and it doesn't have to sound like anything that you would buy at the store, any harmonics there. It doesn't have to sound like anything. It has to sound like you. Be authentic, be joyful in you, and just create sound. And that's as easy and as simple as it is. And know that you will feel the activations, because as I move through private sessions with others, and in my own personal work and with people like Tjasa, we can sense and you can know that something has been activated through sound, because you'll feel it energetically. You'll feel it within your body that something has been activated and shifted. And we talked about that when I first started toning, and I was practicing with certain sounds. And I just had the excitement, and I just had the urge, that spiraling within me, just to open my mouth and create sound, which I'd never really done before. I always loved singing, singing to the radio and the songs. And I always had these beautiful dreams of when I was younger of being on stage singing for so many people. But I never thought of myself as a toner, and didn't even come into my energy field, if you will. But I was having so many profound experiences and so many synchronicities in my visions that I just had the urge to just create sound. I didn't know what it would sound like or what would happen, but I just play and practice with light language, and practice with sounds and intonations and the ticks and the clicks and all of those things that create the webbing in which we exist within, and to truly get playful and be in that sacred intent to open up to all that you are, and play with sound, and play with moving your hands in vibrational resonance with the fields that you exist within, with the field that you are. And this beautiful human experience, and you can create those sacred moments in which you're practicing doing your own self-healing and moving your hands over your body and scanning for any areas that feel as if there's a blockage, or any areas that feel as if you just want to give yourself love. And create that beautiful harmonic of color within your palms, and the beautiful God vibrations that come through your palms and through your fingers. And you can feel it if you place your hands together, not quite touching. And you can feel the vibrations within your hands. Awakening, the God particles awakening to speak and to create through you. And it's beginning to awaken within the heart frequency. And it's beginning to feel that urge and that ushering into a new paradigm of behavior, a new paradigm of interacting and behaving with one another. And I'm so very thankful that, radio stations like KCOR and Tina, and she supports our uniqueness, and she supports and she empowers our uniqueness to play in this way. And a couple of years ago, who would have thought? It was the farthest thing from my mind, even when I was a child, to be talking about celestials and ETs and light ships and healings going on in my bedroom and things like that, and communicating with land and communicating with the elementals. I mean, it's truly a profound story, and why we should celebrate it. And the beautiful experiences that all beings have taught me, my human family, my children, each and every thread that I weave with teaches me and blesses me. And I feel so very grateful for each and every one of you that open your hearts to us every week by week. And why, in your heart opening, your entangling with our etheric chamber allows me to fill and flow forward the divine heavenly frequencies from Mother, Father, God, and why it's so overwhelming in emotion. Because it's all of you. And it's all of you entangled and sewn with all that is. And it's beautiful. And so just going back to that Syrian story, when I was connecting with the cetaceans in Sirius B, and I was making those ticks and sounds, and I immediately saw the vision of the Syrian cetacean pod coming into my reality. And so those tones activated me on experiences that I'm having in other frequencies. And so it was just really a celebration to come forward and just to play with sound and remember myself in that way and celebrate myself in that way. And why we come forward week after week, and we thread in new concepts and new ideas and new musings, so that you too may create a new perspective of higher dimensionality, higher unconditional love for all that you are, to gift yourself love and celebration and compassion and ceremony for all that you are, and to also gift that out to all of creation, for as you seek the God in yourself, you seek the God in all things, and so too will it be shown and mirrored back to you. And we gift all that we are in love and compassion, and that is how we create the light fields. And through excitement and joy, and through excitement and laughter, and dancing and getting up and moving and swaying those hips and tapping your toes and offering your hand of love and smiles and generosity and curiosity with creation, and you will absolutely thread yourself into a new reality experience. You can't help it not to. So in this, dear lighted ones, remember, we have our beautiful first time sacred circle light prayer. I can't remember what we called it, but it's a beautiful sacred circle, and it's free to all. Bring the children, bring your family. It's an online event happening on Sundays mornings, 9 Mountain Time, wherever your time zone is. And you can also remotely tune in and just offer your loving presence to be in the essence, to be in the oneness with creation. And open your heart and surrender, and all gifts and all blessings will flow through you. And so that will be our prayer group that's starting on Sunday mornings, and it's a light wisdom, allowing ourselves to open up to the greater light wisdom of all that we hold within each other. Next weekend is our Sacred Temple teachings, in which we explore all that we are as divine temples of light, all that we are as manifesting new light fields to play and soak within, and sound and tone and all that we are. And to offer forward to creation our beautiful open heart as a human family as one. We offer our hands up to the heavens with our intent to be one, to walk in harmony and peace and love in all ways with one another as we do ourselves, to gift ourselves the love that we are so worthy of and ready for. Each and every one of us is required and valued in every way, and step forward in your light, dear lighted ones. Walk forward in your light and shine. For creation is aware of you. Creation knows you and loves you in all ways. So walk forward and shine your light. Thank you, dear lighted ones. What a beautiful fall day, and there's a bit of clouds, and the clouds have kind of moved away, and the sun is coming out to bless us with the beautiful sunlight and the God encodations within sunlight. So give yourself peace and celebration and create. This is a Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, and so we are offering our thanks to all of you. We are offering our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation and reverence for every path that each and every one of you are walking, and know that you are never alone, and you are always one with us. And we offer that to you in gratitude and peace and appreciation. So thank you so very much for joining us week after week and tuning into the higher light within yourself, to thread yourself in new ways with God and new ways with creation and play with sound. It's so very beautiful. I'll set you on a new path of inspiration in new ways. So thank you, dear lighted ones. Stay tuned for our new website. Universal Unity is an offering that we are opening to our Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Center. And we're looking for a beautiful space to hold all of these beautiful classes within. And we're sending that out to the universe on where this space will be created and how we're going to manifest that space. And God has a plan for it, and we all entangled and threaded with that plan. So just know that we'll be launching our website very soon. And in that, we send you off with love and peace and light. Namaste.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness, with Joanna L. Ross, live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network. Broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51. Wait, that doesn't exist. This is the KCOR Digital Radio Network. Now for the news.